was I was harping back to an unsavoury time I had when I came off the ferry, which I didn't want to let bother me. But on reflection, I think there's some stuff that's I possibly have to get off my chest. As I stated before, I've reached Estonia, 1900 miles travelling, and now I've got to turn around and go back. Clearly I'm not going home, but I am going to make the return journey back to Blighty. But this time I'm not driving, as I said earlier on. I'm on the ferry now towards Finland and Helsinki. I seem to be having a bit of a problem with the running gun setup that I'm using right now. You may be able to hear a little bit of clicking or tapping going on. I'm going to leave that in post-production so that you can get a flavour of what's going on. It's a great little setup. Got it off YouTube, or the concept off YouTube, but every now and again it does this, and I don't know whether or not it's around the vibrations of the ship or the electronic interference or what have you, but sometimes it's clear and sometimes it's not. So I'm going to persevere with this today. So if the sound is a little bit crackling and stuff, well, that's just it. But yeah, I don't know what this situation is. I think there are far too many connections involved in this setup that can go wrong. And I'll probably explain it later on, but we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, we're back to the drawing board. Again. Finland then. It looks like a great city. Great weather, great town. Let's see what there is to offer.
You say that something's got to give. You say it's one way to live. Yet you sit and wait for better days. I think we must push through the grave.
Finland, Helsinki. It's a stark change from the more Eastern Bloc places that I've been to, the Lithuanias and Latvias. Very expensive here, very expensive tastes. I'm not saying that that's bad or anything like that, because we're used to that back in Blighty. But yeah, as I say, it's a stark change from those other countries. Lots of artisans, shops and very expensive eateries and that kind of carry on. But I suppose that's the beauty of travel. It's those differences.
Hold me closer than the wind. Let me be the orchid. Have me every second. We'll be the orchids. Oh, earth spins, seeds grow and people go.
I just walked into the market down by the port, or one of the ports at least. Nice little setup this is. I'm going to reserve my judgment about Helsinki until I've got myself out to some of the outlying islands, if I can do that. And then I'll consolidate and come back with something. But it's not too bad for now. I talked earlier about reserving judgment on Helsinki and Finland, and the reason why I said that was I was harping back to an unsavoury time I had when I came off the ferry, which I didn't want to let bother me. But on reflection, I think there's some stuff that's I possibly have to get off my chest. Now, Finland, yeah, I think the people are really, really good. Helsinki, it's a city much the same as other opulent type of cities, and their infrastructure is very, very good, and they've got it all together. But it's the greeting I got from customs when I came off the ferry. Now, they've got a tough job to do, and I don't envy them that job. It can be quite difficult at times. But that's no excuse for rudeness, gruffness, and that's what they displayed. Almost as if you didn't matter. Which is a shame, really, when I was complying to everything that they asked, and when it's clear that there are no issues, there isn't any reason why, in my mind, that the behaviour of some of the individuals was what was displayed. And it was a shame, because there was the one woman who I believe was the supervisor who was trying to make things right, but by then it had gone south. And I tried to maintain some decorum, and it was particularly hard. And the problem there is now that that negative experience taints, or has tainted, as much as I've tried it not to, the experience that I've had since I've been here. And that's a shame. And I kind of thought long and hard about whether or not I was going to mention this, because, you know, Finland and Helsinki, as entities, they haven't done anything wrong. And unfortunately, as with everything, it's those one or two individuals that think they are above everything else, better than anyone else, however you want to put it, and they're the ones that cause the issue. So I was looking at going to the outlying islands, but I can't say that I'm going to bother now. Why should I add to the economy of this particular area when the reception I have had coming here hasn't been what I fully expected it to be? So the likelihood is that I'm not going to bother. It's just a shame, really, because I kind of wanted to document that and put that on film, but I shall look to shuffle off and head off towards Turku, because that's where my next ferry is going to be. The intention is to get myself from Finland over to Stockholm. So yeah, you're going to have to reserve your own judgment in relation to Finland if you've already been here, or if you're looking to come here, and I'm sure that you'll have a great time. But coming here the way I have has left a little bit of a bitter taste in my mouth about the place. So I'll sign off now, and hopefully things will be a little bit better in a couple of days' time.
Things end to start again, and we're not different, you and me. Oh, that's the charm, not the harm. Baby, I believe, oh, hold me closer than the wind. Let me be the orchid, oh, have me.
On the road leaving Helsinki this morning, on the way to Turku, as I've already alluded to. It's actually quite good to get out of the city and back onto the road. This is a road trip after all. And whilst the cities are really, really good, and there's good vibes going on in those environments, you can't beat the solitude of the road. Clearly I'm not on a single track road yet, but my intention is to go to Turku, but try and take the coastal route, a little bit more scenic. It's only 100 and so miles to that destination, so I'm going to take my time and take it all in. As I said, I'm on the return journey, and although I've got a couple of weeks left of my trip, I've said this before in my Corsica video, there's a new dynamic to it, because whilst I'm still about, or out and about, you can't help get the feeling that, well, you're on your way home. So as last time, I'm going to take my time and make the best of that return journey. Well, I've had a slow drive down to Turku. I haven't actually got there just yet. I'm 20 miles out. I've just stopped off at a service station just to get some provisions on board. I understand that it's around 18 to 20 degrees back in Blighty. And a stark contrast to what it is at this moment in time. It's about 2.5, but it's set to go down to -8 tonight, believe it or not. So to combat that, so I've got some little tricks up my sleeve. I talked about the hot water bottle some time ago, but I've actually got one of these that I'm going to test out today. It's a candelier, and basically it's a 3-burner candle. It's supposed to be a lantern really, but apparently it gives off over 5,000 BTU, and people that have used this have said that it gives off an awful lot of heat, to the point where you can actually boil water or keep water warm on it. So I shall no doubt have a play with that later on and see whether it works. Gadgets, gotta love them.